As Nigeria marks the 2024 Armed Forces Remembrance Day, widows of fallen soldiers have appealed to the federal government to address the issues that affect their welfare. The Armed Forces Remembrance Day is set aside every year to celebrate 7 men of the armed forces and remember those who died in the line of duty. Some of the widows who spoke to our correspondent said they had been going through hardship since they lost their breadwinners, as they plead with the government to extend their children's scholarship from the age of 18, as getting university admission in the country isn't easy. They also plead with the government for a proper accommodation and not evacuating them days after the loss of their husband, and also plead for an empowerment of the widows to be able to cater for their children.
Compared to now, I'll tell you that the life is a bit easier for us then when he was alive, because at the end of the month we know there is a token coming as a salary, and me too, I hustle. And now there is nothing like when the month ends we have any money coming from anywhere. We just lived by the day. Whatever we see today is what we eat. We begin to think of tomorrow and the next day and the next day until the month ends, until the year goes by. And the life is never easy without the man of the house. It's never easy, because you find out that those who promise to help, when it happens, at the end you will not see them again. And talking about their education, yes, government paid for 4 children, and though I have 3, but sometimes the payment doesn't come the way it should be. Sometimes you see that the child is in secondary school, they are still paying primary, because that's what I went through. And you find out that the child is in the university, they're still paying secondary. You see that do not even tally at all. And at times you find out that when the child is 18 years, you try to look for admission and it doesn't come by. After that 18 years, that is it. They scrap that child names out from the sponsorship. You are now left alone to find a way around it for your child to be educated, to go to the university. And you find out that majority of the widows at the end, after the secondary school, if their child do not get admission 18 years and they drop them, that's the end of the education of that child. And if you really want your child to continue to be educated and fit into the society, you have to hustle 247 around the clock. But one thing the military fails to understand is that, most especially with the army, they fail to understand that most of our husbands made the mistake of making their own brother, their sister, their father, their mother NOK. Once those ones collect the money, you find out that at the end you begin to struggle to see if you can get something from them. Army do not want to hear that. As soon as they've heard, they've paid you. Even if it's a week after the death of your husband, you are asked to move out from the barracks. They don't care where you go. They don't care if you survive out there. They don't care if the money was paid to you or not. The only thing they know is they will tell you the house has been allocated to someone else, so you have to move out. This is the false government that really recognized the military widows. The false government that issued a check of 250,000 naira to some widows, not all, to some widows to support their business, which is a very good start. And what I would like them to do that will be different from the from what they've been doing before is, number one, they should provide accommodations for widows. So many of us out there do not have where to stay, and some, when you see where they stay, you just burst into tears. If you do not have the money to rent a good apartment, then you are just on your own. After that, they should just do a review of the sponsorship for our children. They should do, most especially for the army. The army own needs serious review.
It has bestowed on us, because they didn't allow our husband to grow old. Some died in their prime. And when you know a woman that didn't prepare for that journey, and faith bestowed that journey on her, that thing made her unprepared. So I'm crying as a mother, and I'm crying as a wife. A woman who has been left with a job of catering for children that she never prepared for. We are surviving. That's right. We're surviving, and we wish to live like every other human being that have hope of tomorrow. Our tomorrow is uncertain. For our children, for the widows, it's very, very uncertain.
That's so the case. What would you want the government to do?
Yes. What would you have said if you had a chance to put something?
We will need employment slots for some of the widows and our kids. Because if you give our children job, the work is less for the mothers, the burden. So we don't want to have bandits outside as children. We plead to the federal government, they should please give slots to our children and the widows. So 18 years, they drop them. They should please increase the age for us. Because it's not the fault of our children, they don't pass jam, they will still stay. And if that child lose out at
Admission
18,
is not easy.
that's the end of education for that child from the scholarship slots. Yeah. So on that spot, I would like government to now intervene by giving those children who are above 18 years scholarship.
Reporting from Nigeria's state capital, Soy Bifa, Jack Rich. Top Accolade News.